that the dog learns that if I go out, grab the dumbbell, and bring it back, then I get something. So it's not about the dumbbell. It's not about, ooh, that's awesome, cool dumbbell. We are playing with the dumbbell. Sometimes with some dogs you have to go that route for a little while, that they get more interested into the dumbbell. But overall, the approach is that they learn, I grab the dumbbell only because I know I need to bring the dumbbell back to get whatever I wanted to get, okay? So, again, I start with a young dog to already teach them, you know, that sometimes I have to do something to get something for it. And that's the same thing with the retrieve. You do something to get something for it, okay? What I normally do is I start the hold with a clicker, with a dowel. Then from that phase, I try to progress into, well, I go into the dumbbell, and then I go from the hand into having the dumbbell in different places so that they understand they have to grab it and then turn around and bring it back. Slowly go down to the floor and then let him grab that off the floor, and then from there that I lay it down on the floor, that they pick it up and bring it back, and from there then I do just the way back. It means that the dog's going to sit or down, I put the dumbbell down, and then they bring it back. So that's like the perfect plan. That's like the plan that I have in my head, and that never really works the way I plan it 100%. So sometimes then you have to start making it a little bit more interesting for the dog, you know, by going into a little bit more of a prey exercise and throwing it out and making it all fun so that they actually get a little bit more excited about the dumbbell. And then once they have that, once I accomplish that, I still try not to lose my main thought that they learn that it's a chore, that it's not about the dumbbell. The reason why I'm so picky about not making it about the dumbbell is simply that if it's about the dumbbell, means if they have pleasure retrieving the dumbbell, not pleasure retrieving, if they have pleasure with the dumbbell, you often run into the problem of chewing, not coming back fast enough, not giving it up, exactly. So all this kind of, there are a lot of problems that are created with this, with the fact that the dumbbell itself has a very high value for the dog. If the dog learns that the dumbbell, or retrieving the dumbbell, is just the way to get what they actually want, then you don't really have those problems. Because why chewing the dumbbell? Because, you know, what they don't want the dumbbell, they sit in front of you and say, give me the ball, or whatever it is. If they want the ball back, then they come back as fast as they want. I actually even had with a couple of dogs that their way out at the beginning was slower than the way back. That they would go a little, the ears were a little backwards to hear me. And we're like, oh man, I have to get this fucking dumbbell. And then they would grab it and then they would fly back, just because they knew that they have to bring it back fast. Well, no, that they, you know, on the way back, once they had this darn thing, they would fly back, because then all they had in their mind was getting back, getting that ball. That's not giving up. There's no reason not to give it up, because it's a trading thing. You get something. Okay. So the other thing also is, once a dog understands that it's a chore, I have to bring it, I have to get it, I have to retrieve it to get something for it. You can make the reward on you extremely valuable, extremely high, because you know that the dog, even if the value on you or behind you is so valuable, so big, you still know that they are going to retrieve the dumbbell, and that's then proving. That's when you prove that the dog understands, I have to bring the dumbbell, otherwise, you know, I'm not getting what I want. To give you an example, Yara, to increase the speed on Yara, because, you know, at the beginning her ball drive was there, but it wasn't extremely high, what I would do is that Steve, my husband, would stand behind me with the sleeve, and, you know, I would throw out the dumbbell, and while she was sitting there, and I threw out the dumbbell, he would already start cracking the whip. So she would be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So when I said bring, she would fly out, grab that dumbbell, and would fly back as fast as she could because she knew right from the get-go that if I don't bring that dumbbell, I don't get to buy.
That's awesome.
But if I bring the dumbbell, then I get to buy.
That's a great
and that's really how you start proofing the retreat. And I know that there are like a lot of theories and a lot of, especially more old-style people, have this, if you don't put pressure on it, you don't have a reliable retreat. If I can crack my helper can crack the whip behind me and the dog is still retrieving, then I have a reliable retreat. There's no doubt about it. It's just a different approach.
Can I just ask you, now, in that same scenario, when a dog is coming back, helping behind you, or a toy, whatever, you make the dog bring it to you before he gets the reward? Or however he starts coming back and he drops it out there, then nothing, right? He's got to complete the exercise, then he gets a toy or the sleeve.
Well, that's the initial part. Once I know that my dog understands the exercise, and understands that they always, when I stand there neutrally, if I stand there like this, and I don't do anything, they always come in and retrieve it. Then I can start, telling them, okay, and then I throw the ball while they are on the way back. But I would not mix it up until I know that the dog knows the exercise and knows that they have to come into